be time for DJ Sterf.
Hey, what's up everyone? DJ Sterf here. It's time for Chapter 9 of this extended walkthrough of Security Breach Ruin, and we're going to tackle the last chapter of the game, as well as a few other loose ends and all that. So, alright, here we go. Yeah, this is the calendar right here, you might notice. This was on the corkboard of, I think it was the Bonnie Bowl Security Office, but here, 28 days in February, so it's not a leap year. Also, you have March starting on a Thursday. Yeah. If this is in the 2030s, kind of like that masquerade picture had the 203 and then I think it looked like a 5 scrawled on it, that would make sense because the year 2035 does look like this. However, was that the year that the original game was in, and this one might be, let's say, 2 years later? Let's say if GGY was 2 years before this. Yeah, that's a possibility, so it could be 2037-ish now at this point, but the calendar on the wall has 2035, so I think it was, and it's in pretty good shape too, so whatever they make this out of, they did a good job. I guess the Bonnie Bowl Security Office wasn't trashed like a lot of the other stuff, not nearly as much, so. Alright, so that's one. I tried to draw on this and the whole thing crashed. Snip and Sketch is pretty garbage on here. So, you might also know that there is a, a picture here, alright? Employees of the Moth. That's pretty cool. We have some new technology. It's called X-ray technology. I don't know if y'all have heard of it, but you can X-ray picture technology, the new stuff. So check this out. Zzz. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, I'm Mr. October, I guess. So that's cool. I also put John Wolfe because I know he didn't have a good picture of that, or at least I don't think so. All right. So, yeah, we made sure Daco would be okay, so Daco's okay, but that's the picture. And you can see in the trailer, there's a little blurry picture of this in the hallway, so that's kind of cool. It's a nice little cameo, so I appreciate that. So thank you, Scott, for that. That is pretty cool. Here is the initial picture. So you might notice that I wasn't wearing exactly what was in that photo either, so... good work by Blumhouse on all that, or whoever did the photo work. All right, cool. Let's play Security Breach. Let me get rid of this right here. And here. All right, Chapter 9. So I mentioned before, there's been mentions of birthday all throughout, all right? So you remember what Eclipse says when Eclipse carries you out? Happy birthday, all right? Interesting. We might have another mention of birthday here. You also had, when you went through the wormhole, we had Roxy's birthday song. Freddy also has a birthday song that he can sing. It's kind of a random, sometimes you have the Princess Quest theme, you have random sounds and voices and all that, but another birthday mention was there. Yeah. So it's quite possible that Cassie's doing this on her birthday to rescue her friend. So that's a very noble effort. And you wonder, all right, we'll get to the I wonder part because that hasn't happened yet. All right, Chapter 9. Or actually, first, all right, so we're gonna go back to Gator Golf really quick. So there's something sort of funny I want to show you too. So some people have wondered if you can still break certain parts of the game, and it's a very easy fix, so Steelwool knows about this. But this will be a little silly. I'm trying to get this all in one take too, so so hopefully this goes quickly here. All right.
What's that supposed to be?
All right. So here's part 1. Zero, 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 zero. I tried doing this on odd numbers. It refuses to do this on hole 9. So there's a little bit of prevention there, I guess. But anyway, let's get a hole in one here. Make sure I line this up right. There. Yay! Pretty cool. 0.0000001. One stroke. If y'all can get the 9th hole to register a 0. That would be cool too. I'm pretty sure you could in the base game, but maybe I'm misremembering. But there's another thing with Gator Golf, so that's not the completely broken thing, but yeah. Here. When it loads. Oh man, Freddy Fazbear #1 on this? Over Monty Gator. That's Monty's game, what the heck? No wonder why Monty's mad. Maybe that's the whole thing. Monty's mad that Freddy beat him in his own game. Alright, so here. Oh, I did it! But I went too quickly away from it. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get 0 on the course if you don't skip around like this, but anyway. I'm trying to do this. Alright, so there's your nightmare fuel for the day. Anytime you go back to hole 1, well, anytime you switch holes, there's a chance that you're going to overload everything. It's not going to load in properly. And then you go back to hole 1, it's going to layer over another background music. So, yeah, it's going to play multiple, which is kind of crazy after a while. Alright, but I do think that minigame is really fun. It's definitely one of my favorites from this series. Alright, here we go. So they need to take out the debug keys. Alright, here. Chapter 9. Alright, so we've reached Roxy Raceway Part 2. We're in the party garages now. And we're going to have an interesting conversation. And it's interesting. The last conversation that I can remember here, remember in Chapter 7, there was a really choppy conversation where it seemed like Gregory was a little more disjointed. So if we're closer and we're hearing a little more distortion / choppiness in Gregory's speech, you start to suspect something even more. I mean, initially, I wasn't buying that this was Gregory. So anyway, here. Notice also here, deactivate the final node in Roxy Raceway. Happy birthday, Cassie. Huh. All right.
Cassie, can you hear me? I finally have a clear signal.
Gregory, I shut down all the security nodes. I'm in the Roxy party garage. Am I close?
Almost. There's still one node left that's keeping the underground sealed.
Where?
Roxy's the final node. You need to deactivate her.
But...
Deactivate her and save me. Save me, Cassie, please. It's so dark down here.
Totally sounds like Gregory. You know, fearless Gregory, Mr. Whirlwind. All right. Mr. Worldwide. No, Mr. Whirlwind here. Chica without a beak, Freddy without a head, Monty basically without his legs, and Roxy without her eyes. Interesting display there. One good improvement, when you came in here and took off, you put on your AR mask, this would just disappear and there'd be just a big old vast expanse. It used to be that the garage doors would make kind of cracking noises anytime you got near them. So a little bit of a difference there. You can still clip through this little metal, whatever wall panel or whatever. Got some cool little cartoonish looking presents. Nice part is you used to be able to go through the wall. You might actually still be able to go through the wall here, but it just throws you back out to the hallway. You can just go back in. All right, that's it for this room. Pretty cool. We got a cracked TV. They certainly don't take good care of their TVs or their ceiling. All right, but that's why this is ruined. All right, all right. Some of the collision on these trash bags were really kind of like a slick. You can't quite land on them, but it would try to force you off. There were some of those where you get stuck for several seconds just trying to get off of the slickness of these and onto the ground again so you can move. So that is just blocked off at this point. Okay. This is this room. If you go over here, you can see a little more over here, a big old go-kart over there. Not all the lights are quite on. These doors are so sensitive. It's like I imagine Cassie just like, you know, going near and like open, 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 like open, open, open. Anyway, so you still climb here. Maybe, yeah. You can probably still climb up here quite a ways. Nothing really too significant. I mean, the big thing is if you get to the ceiling and you can hop out of an area, that's kind of a problem. There are still some areas you can do that. Of course, you can still clip through this metal. You know, just get the teeth damage, be like, good feature of the game. Y'all ever read the Tales of the Pizzaplex books? I haven't read nearly the whole series and all. But some of those books highlight a character. And you remember M.X.E.S? Well, the first one we'll probably see the character I'm quite sure would be the M. So we'll get there. We'll get there. But some of the books have really grotesque endings for these kids. So this one animatronic, you probably already know what I'm talking about. So let's see this one in AR mode here. Explore the area a little more. This one used to have a send to address that was not where we are. So that was changed to a generic box. Some of these areas I remember climbing over all sorts of stuff. So there's another item box right there. That's the one I want to see too. You used to be able to jump up here, climb up on... Oh, come on, mouse. Hey, buddy. How you doing? You used to be able to climb up here and jump on the shipping container, jump through, and some of those you could actually walk on, and then jump over on the shelving area. So not all that had collision, some of it did. It's kind of fun, but now it's all blocked off. Yeah, this is all blocked off right here. This is one thing that I kind of wish you could just jump over this. That'd be a nice little shortcut, but apparently Cassie's afraid of jumping over all this stuff. Tires are more understandable. The pallets, I don't know why she can't walk on those one way, but you can jump on them and go. Alright. Here, this is the one I wanted to see. AR Bonnie lunchbox. Bonnie was my dad's favorite. So far, here we go. Filled with carrot drop candy, a carved open Bonnie piñata. I mean, it's a piñata, so it would make sense. You don't suspect too much, but what we saw in that bowling service room was pretty close to this. Had a little bowling ball massacre over there. So what if it wasn't Monty? What if it was someone else? If Monty was now the one that seems to be in the framed position, maybe he doesn't like Freddy, but he wouldn't do something like this to Bonnie. I don't know. I mean, if Bonnie gave Monty his chance, then there's even less incentive for Monty to do that to Bonnie. Monty also was helpful to M.X.E.S, so M.X.E.S was there. We'll see if it's a good or bad purpose. So maybe that would tell also, you know, who are you a friend of and that type of thing. Also had here AR Golden Bonnie, a prototype. So lots of Bonnie over here. What happened to you? So replaced and all that. Dad wouldn't tell me why they replaced Bonnie. But unless Bonnie was trying to come back and take Monty's spot, I don't know. There's not really much incentive for Monty to be mad at Bonnie. But we have the claws. Whose 3-claw pattern is that? All over the place. In the paint, in log rides, and the slash marks on the wall, like right when you enter the hallway that leads to Roxy Raceway Part 2, so right where we came from in that hallway. Is this still... Hey, cool. They added a tire in the bottom. That makes more physical sense, for sure. Alright. The second one used to be floating but it kind of would make some sense with some surface tension. Because, I mean, this is rubber. You could probably stack the tires like that just fine. So, just a small detail, but... there are still major skips to be resolved in the game, and I showed you a few of those already, but those need to be fixed, I think. But even for free DLC, I think it was very well done, and the state that it was in when I first played it was not ready. So I'm glad to have been involved with that, despite the opinions on, you know, who wants whoever to help out with the project or anything like that. I mean, I worked full-time in addition to this. Like a diamond-looking thing. We got a robot head. Summer? Anything of interest here? Not really. Anyway, it's kind of fun to do, but it is very draining, especially when you have other stuff going on in life, so... but thanks to the few who did check up on me to make sure that I was okay. I think there were like maybe 3 people. I appreciate it. Alright. And so you can still clip through in AR mode. Can't in normal mode, but definitely can in AR. Used to be able to jump over this wall right here. Pretty cool. And then what else? That's about it for this area. There was a pretty big threshold that you could jump over as we get to a pretty key part of the game here. But you could jump over and around to the middle area, and there was all sorts of no-clip stuff over there because that part is not meant to be traversed. Also, you used to be able to jump over here, as well as so you can get on the staircase, as well as up here in AR mode. Now that's blocked off pretty decently. Used to be able to go over here, and there was kind of an invisible threshold, and you could climb all the way up. All right, that one you could go up top here, and all the restaurants don't have collision up there as well, so there are a lot of things that you could just run right through. You notice also you have a texture conflict up here. See that kind of jittery metal texture right there, that little strip. So that that's another thing. Let me turn down my DPI. There, a little less jittery. I was scratching my arm on that one, and it's just like, all right. What else? What else? The staircase over there, that used to be the major problem area, though. You used to be able to climb up there very easily and then go through all sorts of places. But if you find your way up there, that's kind of a messy area. But that was mostly blocked off. So, all right, let's get back to the game. Here we go. Who's that?
Roxy. Cassie.
Ooh.
Cassie. Welcome back, Cassie.
You remember me?
Your special day. I remember. Your special day. Do you still like carrot cake? It has been some time since I saw you last. If I remember correctly, it is on the 11th. I remember because you are #1. Twice. Have you booked your party? I'm sure your friends will show up this time.
All right. Well, that's the dialogue. So now, one suggestion that I had was to make this an ending in itself, where you don't have to deactivate Roxy, as Gregory says. I mean, the whole thing has been a suspicious mess from Gregory, and then all the jittery, like, spliced together audio from Gregory on this. Something is up. Plus, he's telling you to deactivate Roxy, who's your favorite. I mean, you remember even from the get-go, you're like, cool, Roxy's my favorite, and all that. She's all about Roxy. Green nail polish and all. So it says deactivate the final node in Roxy Raceway. Deactivate the final node. Don't think, just do it. Which brings up again, is this just a is this just a narrator, or is Cassie trying to persuade herself to do it? I would think probably not in this case. So anyway, whatever your thoughts are on that. Someone's trying to get her to shut down the last security node here. And if we do, because you can't toggle your mask here, so that's a misnomer as well.
Cassie, what are you doing?
And if you hit escape, it just goes back to the menu, so the escape is also a misnomer. You can cancel your connection, but anyway. Alright. Wish you could connect it backwards and have the opposite result or something, but there is really no backwards on this one, so alright. Here you go.
So sorry.
I love carrot cake. Happy birthday, Cassie.
Roxy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Also, if you take off the mask, it will take off the mask again. I don't think that one's been fixed either, but here we have Roxy under the forklift. How'd that happen? Also Roxy looks pretty stuck. Otherwise, I'm sure she wouldn't have, you know, been under this. The Roxy plush, you can't interact with that one. But that would be interesting. But you see over here, there's a little ramp. So, whatever happened, it seems like Roxy was trapped under here on purpose. It's kind of crazy. A little metal pipe going through that. That's interesting. Used to be able to climb up here, jump over as well, and up into all sorts of destruction. You have over here the battery acid and the charging station. So this one over here has been destroyed as well. So, any other clues from this? You don't see any specific claw marks or anything like that. Just kind of bent metal and that type of thing. But yeah, I wish you could not deactivate Roxy. You see over here the Faz wrench connections over there on the eyeball. I guess one other thing, you kind of wonder, well, and that doesn't update after you deactivate Roxy, the quest doesn't, so that could be another feature as well. It's like, you know, go down, go to the door or whatever. Alright, see you, Roxy. And over here, we have this stairwell that leads to all sorts of destruction. So if you go up, you can find some crazy stuff. Alright, can fall through to all sorts of things. One thing, early on when I was playing this as well, when you were up on that blocked off area up top, you could jump down to a part in Roxy Raceway where if you got up here from chapter 6, you could fall down and end up in chapter 9. So they are connected in some way. There are points where it registers you as being in chapter 9 and it would save as chapter 9. So there was a big incentive on fixing that at that point. But yeah, so you can still go up a little ways here, but that's all kind of blocked off there. So all right, but have fun if you want to try getting back up there. Big Roxy art there. And look at the go-karts here. Note now you're hearing Roxy and Gregory, so that's a cool little texture. The shipping container. Anyway, that's this area. Have Roxy's helmet as well. Alright, we're out. This is a funny part too, because I think you can still, let's see, I kind of don't want to miss a run up right now, but it used to be could, and maybe you can't now because you are slowed down or whatever, but you used to be able to toggle your mask, run through, and then there is no AR equivalent for this part, so you would just fall through the world. This one, I don't know why this is backwards, but it is. I don't think there's really any use for this to be backwards unless, you know, you're looking at it through a rear view mirror, which could be possible, but then a restricted area, I mean, you'd want to see that normally, so I don't know. Don't know why this is backwards. Alright, I think that's it for this area. Hey, Helpy, well done. That was your last security node. I've located the source of your friend's radio signal. It is coming from under the raceway. Alright, so Helpy now has, I think, what is the occipital transponder in effect and all that, so whether he's good or bad, that's up for you to decide. It's not the normal blue-eyed Helpy that we've seen before, but we've seen an alternating between blue and yellow throughout. There. Warning, you are now leaving the Vanny network coverage zone. Alright. Good to go. The gift box used to be over here, behind those cones. Can Cassie still walk on this? Yep. Very skilled at navigating lintels, I guess. So let's let's keep going. Over here, you can climb this barrel. Yep. Fortunately, there's a way out. You do have to work a little bit for that. I kind of wish you could crawl through this. That would be super cool. Or like you try to crawl through it and a big old rat pops out or something. That would be cray-cray. Cassie's sad about that, though. She wants to eat that rat. Oh, they improved it. Awesome. These used to have a lot of junctions where it would flicker a whole bunch. There was a bunch of texture conflicts on that. That's a whole lot better. It's really good. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good-looking game. Another thing, these little metallic posts you can kind of like poke your eye into. It's like, oh, yeah, that hurt. She's all crying. She's very sad about Roxy, of course. All right. Let me see if you can do one more thing. So if you're over here, oh, you can still see through this. Yeah, okay, you can still see through the door, but also I think that's close enough. Let's see. Get right on the edge where you can push the button. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna see everything, the loading process and all that. So we're kind of stuck in the doorway here, but we won't fall through, which is kind of nice. Okay, so it deloads the area. Now it loads the expanse, which has a different expanse color. So this is the sinkhole. You heard 3 doors open. We'll go back for the 4th door later. So that means you've unlocked 3 of the secrets. It'll be slightly louder with 4. Now it loads in all the textures and all that. Pretty cool. So you don't get soft lock doing that, but it's just kind of a silly little thing that you don't have to see the inside of the elevator. You can see the outside. But you have to be right on the edge there. Does this look familiar? So what if one of the endings was kind of an alternate universe where Gregory did not rescue the princess? The princess is in another castle, in another arcade machine. All right. A little dilapidated over here. There's also no AR mode here, so you notice the no Vanny mask ability or whatever icon in the lower left. We have a big old Freddy right here. Let's back up a little bit, get a better view. Still jump through that. The little metal side connector there. Sinkhole and all. Still jump through that a little bit. flexible metal, lets you jump right through it. But we have some electricity going down here. And have a big old wire. The lights are connected, but also there's going to be a wire going all the way down here. So we're going down this tunnel. Remember when supposed Gregory said something tunneled, either tunneled out or tunneled down? I guess you can be the deciding factor on that. You can listen to it better with headphones and such. Alright, alright. But that's basically what's here. So it is believable what supposed Gregory was saying. I'll stop saying supposed Gregory after a little while here when we find out who it is. Okay, still can clip through that. Little facade of a wall there. There are a few of those in this area as well. Alright, flashlight though. I don't want to lose a flashlight.
No!
Oh.
No. Come on! Stupid flashlights!
There is one glitchier animation where Cassie's hands won't show up with the flashlight as well, so you might get one of those, but look at the scenery here. Isn't this crazy? Like this right here is absolutely beautiful. Like I know it's fake, it's just not, you know, in real life, but it's really well done. And it didn't used to look this good. This looks a whole lot better, and it looks good on an absolute scale. Very cool. I like the colors too. Anyway, there are 2 gift boxes, so here's one. In this area, another Faz token. It's going to say the same thing basically. So we've collected 3 so far. One here from the Bonnie Bull security office, one from the locker rooms in Phaser Blast, or right after Phaser Blast, after the Mini Music Man chased through the vent. Then over here, this is our first one. We have also a hot cold thing going on in the quest. Find Gregory under Roxy Raceway. Warmer. All right. That will update as you keep going. Here's a second one. Almost looks like a red tide here, doesn't it? Just looking this way. Like this way it doesn't look like that, but here you have some kind of reflective reddish hue. Almost looks like a Physteria outbreak. That stuff wild too. Like neurotoxicity. Come on. Alright, what you gonna load? What you gonna load? Loading something. So we're in this shed over here. So there's still some rocks you can view through and all that. One on the opposite side of this as well. A lot of boxes and such. Storage. So this is what we have here. We don't have the flashlight to work with, so if we enter a much more dark spot, you're gonna have to deal with it because you don't have the flashlight to cope. Alright, another gift box here. Another Faz token. Yeah. Cool. Still with the glitchy physics. Just went through the floor, didn't it? Huh. Alright, well, there it was. You used to be able to jump up here, jump through the ceiling and kind of go crazy. Same thing over here. So those are at least blocked off from what I can see. Now you have some light switches, outlets, and all that. I thought that this would have been one of the things where you could flip a switch and then you'd have some puzzle based on that, but not the case. At least not now. Watch there be an update and that's totally the case. Someone goes through my guide and then someone internally just completely changes the game so everything is just completely like outdated in this guide. But so there's one major skip here where you can basically skip the entire end sequence, or at least the enemy encounter. You used to be able to jump from here on top of this CRT and then jump through the ceiling, run over here, and then jump basically on the last room, over it, and through to the end. There's still a spot where you can do that. So, over here. But let's not jump through and mess around. But you can jump through and go crazy, fall through the level, and get to where you want to be. But who is that? Who is that?
I am a candy
What?
cadet.
Who are you?
Come get your candy here. I have candy all day, every day. Candy.
So we have from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, Candy Cadet. Oh man. Pretty neat. So what do? We got some Faz tokens. How many Faz tokens do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. So I'm gonna come back to Candy Cadet.
Why are there burners everywhere? It's like the inside of an oven.
There, now we have all 7. We got 7. Hot scalding, so we are closer than ever. I will come back to this. Going back to Candy Cadet with 7 coins. Maybe he'll let you keep one as a memento or a souvenir. Alright, what you gotta say, Candy Cadet? Because I do have to recollect these.
Now I will tell you a story about a mother and her little boy who lived alone in a cabin in the dark woods. There was a monster in the woods, but the mother caught it and kept it locked in the basement. The monster always made scary noises at night, but the mother would tell the boy not to worry because it could never get out. Then she would sing the boy a lullaby to sleep. One day, the monster stopped growling and instead listened and learned the lullaby. The next day when Mother went out to find food, the monster sang the lullaby from the basement. The little boy heard the lullaby and opened the door.
That noise, like, that parallels the air horn noise that you have in FFPS, but it's just that story. We'll see that being played out right now. Okay, you can't recollect that one. Okay, did they change that? They may have actually changed that. We'll see. Here, can I click this one again? Okay, no. Okay, good. So on this run, you can't recollect the coins. But now you see my inventory. If you go to all, I only have 2. All right. I guess we might have used 5, right? Maybe. I thought it was 6, but I'm probably misremembering, so my bad on that. All right. So you keep 2, but you're gonna have to recollect the rest in order to get 100% collectibles. So if you don't go to Candy Cadet, your save is considered 100% with collectibles and all that, but yeah, we're gonna have to go back and collect those again, so we'll have to do that. It's not too big a deal. Yeah, nothing really on the stairwell here. Staircase or stairwell, all that. Over here, 240 volt connector. So this is definitely power related. You have these all over the place. It looks like something's okay. You got to either wire it through the wall and then transmit it through here. But you wonder why all these electrical boxes are individually here. It's a unique setup. Not what I have in my home. All right, we got a big old propane tank, presumably. Can't turn it. This is another thing I was wondering. Well, can you power something with a propane tank and then you go from there? Or you go to the burner rooms. So this is familiar. All right. Don't really want to be standing on top of these unless someone shows up. Someone shows up in the room and then hits the button and then it's like, whew, that'd be crazy. You don't want that. Got liquid nitrogen over here. Again, gloves and face shield required. Very recommended with liquid nitrogen. Another thing I thought, well, maybe you could touch the monitor and have something happen because of that, so you'd solve a puzzle based on that. Maybe in a future game, who knows. This one's blocked off. This one's not. You used to be able to climb through here, and then you just fall through the world because there wasn't anything really there. That was a fun time. Fun time, Freddy. You should be able to jump up here still. Yeah, you should be able to. Let's see. I'm trying to get up to the corner here because you can still look through pretty well. Maybe that was actually patched out in the latest build. It looks like it probably was. Nope, that part wasn't. Yeah, there it is. Okay, no, it wasn't. Problem solved. Okay. So you used to be able to crawl through this and all that, but now you can't. I love the purple. It's really cool looking. Now you have the charging station. That looks familiar from the supposed Afton ending in the last game. What everyone thought was the Afton ending, but what a twist. We are here now, and it's not going to be Afton. Spoiler alert. Now you're going to collect the last comic page. Let's see what it says. Alright. So last one we got. What is that supposed to be? Note that Cassie doesn't recognize this at all. I mean, we did see the blob at the start. I'm not sure what is that supposed to be. Is it referring to the whole scene? Is it referring to the one on the left, which we thought was William Afton? Or is it, I mean, is it the blob too? But she's already technically sort of seen it in this playthrough, so we've looked in that direction, so you would think she would recognize at least one half of this, but the ending, if that's, it's like, what is this supposed to be? What is that supposed to be? We have all these things, so we have running away and the cardboard box ending, then you have the VIP ending, then you have the shocked Vanny and the disassemble Vanny ending, or the Vanny ending for short. Then you have the van ending, or the car battery ending. And Gregory is glad that Freddy is back. And you have here the supposed Afton ending, or what was known as the true ending, I believe, in the files. And that is here. So the ones that were drawn, which one wasn't drawn? Which one wasn't in Gregory's artistic mind here with drawing out the endings? Well, you have the Princess Quest ending was the one missing. So if she's saying here, what is that supposed to be? I think it's another piece of evidence that they're trying to go with the Princess Quest ending as canon for this, which makes sense at this point. Which makes you think that the true ending from the last game is just an alternate reality where Gregory didn't go to the arcade machines and rescue the princess. AKA you have Vanessa freed from Vanny. Alright. Now over here. It's more lit. It's more lit because we're closer to the end too. You can jump down here and clip through this. Pretty cool. Didn't used to be able to clip through that either. So I don't know. People aren't mostly going to be over here, though. They're mostly going to go down this way. Just a normal stairwell, but there are a few spots you can jump down. So, again, a little shortcut for those who want to clip off a little bit of time, which is kind of nice. So you aren't forced into a completely linear path on everything. Or I should say, not a forced, like, spoon-fed route. But some of these things you can actually make skips on. Some really needs to be fixed, for sure. Where you have areas where you can skip through worlds and all that, but we have a gift box top over here. That's where it went to. That's funny. Come on, go through, go through. Yeah. I think that one went through the wall. That one's probably gone. We're over here. We're back on the Vanny network. We hit a save point, so that's kind of cool. You like this green? It's a very notable green. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's 3 green. Wow. About to enter a boss area here. We got that mushrooms. I think one of the details there was the mushrooms in the caves. What else? Got a backpack here. Oh look, it says Gregory. Wow. It's totally believable now. We got Gregory, but what is that? It's like a little handprint. Why would it leave that type of mark though? Is this really that dusty that this would be left here? As you see, you can actually see through a little bit over here. And on the sides, you can click through a little bit to see through to the expanse. You can see the expanse color is kind of like a periwinkle-ish, purplish. But you can actually flip your mask over here and see this in AR. Anything different over here? Note here you have the bunny heads, which I'm sure translate to the puzzles that you deactivated. Remember the rabbit head nodes or whatever? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like there's 6 of them. Whoa, come on, mouse. What is with the... My mouse is freaking out. Alright, now you have another forklift and a big old wall. So you got a metal wall. Really a door. Remember, it's reminds you maybe a little bit of the security doors in the Five Nights at Freddy's original game. The Five Nights at Freddy's original game. I think that's the canon name for it. Anything else? You got this big old computerish looking box. All sorts of cables in the front. Making funky noises. M.X.E.S. So Gregory has called this M.X.E.S. Wonder what's gonna happen here. What is this? Looks like a light. This may have been initially supposed to be on the ceiling, but where is it highlighting? Well, it's playing over here. It'd be funny if there were a light that would pop on and show you, hey, do this. Like, hey, do this puzzle. Do this puzzle. That's what you need to do. No plush in this seat right here. So we've had some forklifts with that, but I think we're gonna have to deal with this one. Alright, so that's this area. What you can do this puzzle, and you can do this right here. So let's do this right here. Machine security protocols deactivated. Are you sure you wish to proceed? So it used to be that there are a few iterations of this. When you selected no, you could just go back out and go as normal, kind of think twice, go back around, come back to it later, whatever. But now you kind of have to stay here. So it's not taking no for an answer, is what I'm getting at. It's like, it is, but it isn't. Alright, we gotta deactivate the security. We gotta deactivate M.X.E.S.
Gregory! Are you in there?
The stupid door won't open.
Well, it looks like someone poured concrete over the door. How am I supposed to get rid of concrete?
Good question, Cassie. The funny thing is, earlier builds you could keep on your mask and deactivate M.X.E.S, and then M.X.E.S Rabbit would still show up and could jump scare you. It used to be also that M.X.E.S could jump scare you alone without calling in any other animatronics. But now there's always a call in. Just an interesting piece of history on that. So I think it was probably just an unfinished piece of work, but maybe a little bit of changed work as well. This over here you can't really deal much with at all. You just look at it. I was thinking, well, maybe you could shut off power in a different way. But anyway, this is what we have. Man, high quality computer. Futuristic. Look at that CRT, cathode ray tube monitor. Oh man. It's like some high quality technology over here, especially for the 2030s. Going backwards. Got a nice mixer over here. More concrete and all that. Alright, let's go. I should have filled that one first, but that's okay. And there we go.
Gregory, you okay?
Oh boy, no comment. Nothing from Gregory. One cool thing, you can actually toggle your AR mask and go in with AR mode. Let's go normally this time, but you can toggle your mask and go in AR mode. It looks pretty much the same, just with a little bit of artifacts around or whatever. So, if you go from here, there's a barrier. You can actually get caught around this area and view through here, so still some things that need to be touched up with this. See through to the expanse over there. Alright, here we go. Ooh! Who's it gonna be?
You saved me. You saved me.
Gregory? I'm Gregory.
Gregory got a makeover.
You're not Gregory. What are you?
I'm Gregory.
Cassie, get out of here! Run!
Cassie, can you hear me?
Gregory? Is that really you? I mean, really you?
I've been trying to reach you all night. I'm not at the pizza place. Something's trying to trick you.
You're a bit late. This thing in the basement sounds just like you. How do I know this is you for real?
Is there another option? You need to get out of there now.
How?
My friend has access to the building map. Just follow instructions.
Alright, so let's go to the neutral ending first. Alright. Alright, we're running.
Go right. It's right behind you. Keep going. Go right. Right. Hurry. Almost there.
Alright, so we're most of the way on that one right there. We'll come back to this one. We actually got the fourth one. Perfect. All right.
Cassie, it's me. I think I need to explain a few things. You were never supposed to go to the Pizzaplex. That thing in the sinkhole tricked you. I really don't know what it is, but it's been trapped down here a really long time. The M.X.E.S security program was designed to keep it hidden, but you shut down the security. And now it's free. It's not your fault. I know you did it for me, to save me. But we can't risk being followed. I'm sorry.
Gregory? No!
Alright, so we will let the credits play. So, that was kind of wild, wasn't it? So if that's a neutral ending, I don't know. That's the worst one of the bunch. Good grief. Cassie falling in the elevator. I guess you have the question of, well, would Gregory be capable of causing that elevator to fall and crash? Well, if Gregory and or Vanessa were in charge of the mimic here, straight from the Tales from the Pizzaplex books, with a slight set of adaptations. You'll see another one in a little bit here when we go to the other secret ending. But yeah, it's crazy. Did Gregory cause that, or was it? Do you want to pin that on the Mimic? The Mimic was right outside, still with one arm intact. The like forearm and such got cut off, and you saw that kind of flying around with you in the elevator on that crash. I was when I was in college, we were on, I think, the 9th floor of the elevator. It was one of the higher up elevator floors, and the elevator just kind of like, it started to go up, and you couldn't go up from there, and then you just saw like the whole console shut off, and then there was just a moment of free fall, and then you had the emergency brakes kick on, and it was kind of jarring, but that was what I remember from like elevators. I like going upstairs, and partly for that reason too. Just you're more in control of everything that you do, even though it makes your quads burn a whole lot more. You're gonna be more out of breath by going up the stairs, but man, with large buildings and all that, yeah, you kind of have to take some of those elevators. But anyway, it's usually a very safe way of travel, but if it falls and it doesn't have an emergency brake system, yeah, that could be devastating. As you saw, the Roxy saying Cassie, as you see the special thanks there, that's kind of cool. All right. So that's one. Let's go continue and get another ending, though. And then we'll go back for the third ending. But the mention of Cassie. We'll run normally and then just do a jump at the end and keep going from there. This area used to be extremely difficult. I wish it would have been maybe a little bit more on the difficult side from where it is right now.
Go right! Hurry!
All right. Oh no! All right. Take me away, Fredbear.
Yes, I'm okay. I found a spot to hide.
Ooh, got balloons in the background. Shout out to Five Nights at Freddy's 3 Happiest Day. I mean, perfect for a birthday, right? We have Gregory and Helpy eating ice cream. We got Vanessa over there eating ice cream, just chilling with the tree. And the goofy music from from the Superstar Daycare lobby and all that. And I guess the daycare too. Alright, same credits, all that. So let's skip this time. But if you want to see the special thanks as well, you have to wait until the very end. But you can also view that from the menus. But anyway, a lot of people worked on this. But that's known as a Brazil ending. So I was thinking initially, well, maybe that meant that the studio that was in charge of this was centered in Brazil, but I don't think that's the case. But it could be a reference to the film Brazil, where you kind of escape into your own insanity, false reality, and that's what we have with there. And note that Gregory says the same thing as he said at the start of chapter 5 at the salon, when you see Roxy crying, saying, "You're not trying hard enough," and then Cassie warns Gregory that Roxy's running after him, and it's like, Cassie, it's okay, I found a spot to hide. So it's a reused line as well. But you've seen basically a lot of regurgitated, recycled lines from the base game, from Gregory, spoken by the Mimic. So Tales of the Pizzaplex, there was a Mimic who would mimic human activity. Initially, it was a robot built by Edwin to appease his son. His son dies in a car accident, I believe, and then he's mad and starts destroying the Mimic, but the Mimic takes after that action and starts destroying all sorts of stuff. But Gil, in one of the novels of the Pizzaplex, reprograms the Mimic so that he takes apart various animatronics. So he pulls off the arms and the heads, of the animatronics. And that's carried over, that behavior, to people visiting the Pizzaplex. So you have all throughout the Tales of the Pizzaplex all these absolutely grotesque endings for these kids, which is crazy. So that's just, yeah, Mimics no good. It's kind of like, what are the dangers of AI? I don't know if this is a whole, like, you know, think twice about AI type of reflection that is trying to go on, since this is a common topic nowadays. Like, you know, we've had movies for decades about this, but AI could turn very badly against us. So I don't even know. I see the benefits of it too, you know. We just need to keep that in check, I guess. Anyway, all right, so those are the first two endings. Let's go back to chapter 7. And you note here we're going to have some unfinished stuff because we gave up those Faz tokens. And actually it took the 5 from that area, and that's it. So we're just going to go back eventually and recollect those, then we'll have 100% on that again. All right, chapter 7. So we're going to rush through this a little bit. Boy, I'm cutting it very close on time. All right, so hopefully this will be a good video still. This is going to be really, really, really close. Oh, man, there's some unused lines of Cassie that sounded like one of those unused lines. She used to say, my vertigo. I don't know if she says that anymore. All right, this one you don't have to recollect. You used to have to. All right, we're going through. Keep going. Gotta get that secret camera. So if I got that 4th secret camera, you wouldn't be able to see the elevator ending. And the elevator ending went through so many stages. You used to be able to kite the Mimic, but the Mimic would be wearing something else. And you don't see that anymore. And it would be one of 3 random costumes. Alright, we got M.X.E.S over here. Now back activated again. Gotta keep that in mind. Right. How's frame rate going? 59.02. That's pretty good. Happy with that. Alright, I'm gonna want to go over here.
What are those things?
Gregory!
They look like the DJ.
Are you there?
Hey, that's my voice.
All right, that one, yeah, that's a definite residual bug. That's been reported. Anytime you start over around there. All right, yeah. So what I'm doing here, let's zoom out. And where's my mouse? Here. That's hard to see with the static. There we are. Let's go to this node and get this part saved. Alright. And I think that should cover it. I guess we'll test that right here, huh? Test that hypothesis. Alright. And yeah, this is another thing too. If you go back to this area, there really should be a way to get back under there without using the debug menu. So it's kind of a one-time visit right now, but I've had that in as well. That's been known. All right. Yep. All right, so let's go. Actually, our continues right there. Yep. We can go back and collect the coins again. They should all be down here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. But we should respawn at the Chase Hill right here. Yeah. Oh, perfect. So note that it's wearing a mascot costume now. Actually, let's should we? I should replay chapter 9. Oh, okay. All right, we'll take care of the collectibles on this route too. Oh, I was kind of hoping to show that with the I'm Gregory part. But I'm convinced that Mimic is trying to mimic Gregory even more now that you found those secret cameras to that secret area. All right.
Cassie, can you hear me? I finally have a clear signal.
Gregory, I shut down all the security nodes. I'm in the Roxy party garage. Am I close?
Almost. There's still one node left that's keeping the underground sealed.
Where?
Roxy's the final node. You need to deactivate her.
But...
Deactivate her and save me. Save me, Cassie, please.
My hero.
It's so dark down here.
Go, go, go. I really am running low on time right now. I'm about to take a family trip, so... Go, Cassie, go. This used to have no collision. Also, you know, 1, we got 4. Come on, where's where are the other ones? 5, 6. See, 6 back there. I believe that to be the sun car. You see, with the suns on the side. So that's one we didn't see earlier. 2, 6. That's the Chica. It's Freddy. Number 1. Alright, and 5 is definitely Moon. You see the stars and then the moon on the back. Which one would you want to go use in a go-kart race? Post in the comments below. Alright. I have enough stamina to run all the way over there. Not quite. Now I might.
Roxy.
Cassie. Cassie. Your special day.
You remember?
I remember.
Sorry.
Cassie?
Sorry, Roxy.
What are you doing?
Wish there were another way.
So sorry.
I love Cadet. Happy birthday, Cassie.
Roxy,
Alright, let's see
I'm
the
sorry.
double mask take off here.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Those have been known for a while. Alright, here. Yes, thanks, Helpy. Whether you're infected by a mimic virus or not, on parts of this, or all of it. Alright. Come on, come on, come on. Hop. You have to hop like a bunny. Hop like Bonnie. Alright. We're gonna go normally in the elevator this time. Does show you going down now. That's one improvement. Once this loads in, you're gonna hear the doors open. And there's kind of a rough spot over here. I don't know what the... There's a little bump in the texture. Okay, I think we're past it. Yep. Start. Alright, we're gonna have to go down, collect all the coins again, so we have 100%. We've seen Candy Cadet, so we're not gonna do a Candy Cadet another time. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Thank you. I found a way to get through with the flashlight. I think I just bunny hopped at probably just the right spots, or maybe the randomness didn't break the flashlight in time. But I have done it. Maybe that got patched though. That was a while ago. I like the random bug noises in the background too. It's kind of cool. Shout out to entomologists.
No! No, 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 no.
I ran out of stamina right when I could have tried it. And
Stupid
there.
flashlight?
No hands. Yeah. Sometimes that still happens. Go, Cassie, go. Oh yeah, I need to what am I doing? I need to collect those two. Alright, we'll go back. Thank you. Not too many builds ago, after using the coins on Candy Cadet, you could go back to these boxes and just collect them, but they would be open. So you could collect them from an open box, basically. They just kind of reappear. You couldn't reuse them in the same run on Candy Cadet, though, so they wouldn't do that more than once. You wouldn't have perpetual coins, but you would have, you know, more than one from the same box. Alright, so we've gotten 3 so far of the ones that we used. We got 2 more. Okay.
I am a candy
Hey,
cadet.
Candy Cadet.
Come get your candy here. I have candy all day, every day. Candy, 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 candy.
One interesting factoid as well. Some of this area had random pools of kind of iridescent looking water. That has been removed.
Why are there burners everywhere? It's like the inside of an oven.
Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why do I now have 6? Okay, I did use 6. Why were there 2 in my inventory? Alright, so that's gotta be another bug. Alright, we'll go back and make sure we have 100% then. I couldn't recollect the one from the Bonnie Bull security office. I should have 7 total. That would be only if I could collect that. Sorry, I did the wrong order. I'm kind of devastated over that last bit. Alright. Yep, okay, everything's there. How does that make sense? So I used 6, I recollected 5. That makes sense. But the one in Bonnie Bull I couldn't recollect. Does it make me wanna... Does it make me have to go through Phaser Blast again? It didn't used to. Alright, anyway, go in. Man, M.X.E.S, we keep getting deactivated. Like you didn't learn from last time.
Gregory! Are you in there?
The stupid door won't open.
Well, it looks like someone poured concrete over the door. How am I supposed to get rid of concrete?
Alright, plenty.
Gregory!
Alright, we gotta go.
Gregory! You okay?
You saved me.
There we go.
You saved me.
There we go.
Gregory? I'm Gregory. You're not Gregory. What are you?
I'm Gregory. Cassie! Get out of here! Run!
There's the grandma duck.
Cassie, can you hear me?
Gregory? Is that really you? I mean, really you?
I've been trying to reach you all night. I'm not at the pizza place. Something's trying to trick you.
I guess one note as well. There was a lion costume, a duck costume, like a grandma duck costume, and an elephant. those three, like a clown elephant or whatever, yeah, those three used to be interchangeable when they were first testing out the costumes and all that. Now we have kind of an amalgam of the costumes.
You're a bit late.
As well as, like,
Thing in the basement sounds
Gregory-style
just like...
hair.
How do I know this is you for real?
Is there another option? You need to get out of there now.
How?
My friend has access to the building map. Just follow instructions.
Yeah, there's the elephant. And the spliced together, wild-looking costume.
Go right. It's right behind you. Keep going. Go right. Right. Hurry. Almost there.
Where are we? Whoa! Look at that. Yeah, come get me. Come get me. I dare you. Oops, too late. Oops, bad luck. Right there you see Mimic disappears for a second. Wow. Very sister location-esque. All right. Looks like you've been scooped. So that's a very direct parallel to what we saw in what we knew as the Afton ending before, where the blob, you know, carried away what we thought was Afton. So, yeah, I think that's an alternate reality if Gregory doesn't go through the Princess Quest arcade cabs. So that's basically what would have happened. But now we have what is right now. I guess later on you can figure out whether, like, oh, this actually never happened. Like, this is what would have happened had this been the actual ending. So, anyway, yeah, that's, if you find all of these secret cameras, so there's one in chapters 1, 3, 5, and 7. You find those secret cameras and those open doors, and you can run through those doors to the scooping room. There's a bunch of, like, liquid nitrogen containers. Those are the objects over there in that room. And, I mean, liquid nitrogen's throughout this game, so cold everywhere. So anyway, that was the other ending, and is there anything really else? I mean, the costume seems to be another attempt to persuade Cassie that this is actually Gregory. One note as well, when you get jump scared by the Mimic in this game, he still says, "I'm Gregory," and then that mess is crazy. So the whole thing with "I'm Gregory," I just kind of laugh when that happens, but yeah, the costume there. But it is a big amalgam of the costumes that used to be and all that. The Grandma Duck was funny. There used to be some funny stuff going on with like with the ice cream ending or the Brazil ending, where you could be chased in AR mode by that mascot, and there would be kind of like a weird drop off after a point that would like prevent the mascot from getting you, but for a while the mascot could get you during that ending. So that's not new to the game series though here. Like, you get jump scared during the ending, so yeah. You can actually get jump scared in Help Wanted as well sometimes. So you hit 6 a.m. and you still get jump scared, and then it doesn't count it. But no Cassie on this one. So back to the Cassie thing though. So when Roxy says Cassie, we see, well, presumably Roxy is still active, or did Roxy just awaken and we hear that? We don't have an image of Roxy getting up from being beaten up by the Mimic. Maybe that's a temporarily beaten up. So it sounds like Roxy's fine. I'm not sure it's not just Roxy finding Cassie, whether recoverable or not from the elevator crash. I don't know. Also, we've already been down to the sinkhole, but it looks like a big crash down. Of course, Cassie being thrown up to the ceiling and then down when it crashes. So we're down lower than the sinkhole. So there's another depth that we've reached here. So if Roxy has reached us there, then is there a complete different area that we'll see at another point? So who knows? Time will tell. And yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Ruin, I think, was a better installment than the base game, and it kind of fit more with the vibe of the rest of the series. It meshes some with the Tales of the Pizzaplex. Like, it's not Tiger Rock, but it's got some flavor of the games and the books. So it's kind of like it's an artistic adaptation of what the books had. So it's not directly to the books, but it's got a lot of the elements of it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you disagree, agree, whatever, that's totally fine. I mean, I'm not a theorist. I can make some observations and all that, but you know, I'm not one to delight in speculation. I'm more to find the dynamics of stuff and break stuff and figure out optimal ways to do things. So anyway, yep, that's it. Anything else at all? I think that's it for now. I gotta edit this video and then render it. Oh man, I'm gonna run into overtime here, so I might start late on my trip. That's not gonna be too positive, but I hope you've enjoyed this extended playthrough. There's a lot to this, and it's been a lot of hard work. Just in-game itself, I had like 350 hours on Ruin itself. I had another account that I used so I wouldn't have, you know, two separate branches conflicting. It's a lot of work, but that's not including the time that I did, you know, writing out the bugs, splicing videos, making sure everything was reported and all that. So there's a lot that is still reported that can be fixed, and I've pointed out a whole lot of things that that are that are still in the game that really should be fixed. But again, free DLC. My speed runs on this are a little bit shorter than my runs on the full game, but not by much. So there's a lot of content. You can't skip the dialogue, which is another thing, so that does add to the time. But there was a whole lot to this, and even on a linear basis, like you go through and you can't just free roam and get lost and all that. So this had a lot of content. So so much respect to Steel Wool. I think this was a very redemptive type of effort. I thought Help Wander was excellent. I thought Security Breach was fun. I just thought the initial release was so buggy. It was crazy. Like, oh my goodness, that first set of streams when it was just tearing up my my graphics card, and it just wasn't performing well at all, and I kept getting lost and all that. So, oh man. Also, is this giving it credit for 100%? It is. Okay. I don't know why I only had 6 in my inventory, but I can't recollect the 1 in 7, but that's 100% on everything. It used to be that you had to recollect the coin in the Bonnie Bull security office, so that was what was going on there. But anyway, this one, I have that one done as well. I redid this one and just have it saved at Gator Golf because I just kept going back to Gator Golf. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace. God bless you. Have a great day. And thanks for watching this series. If you've watched this, much props. I don't think this is going to get many views. My channel's just not getting many views anymore. So just, I don't know. I'd probably have to start from scratch on another project in order to actually get any sort of viewership again. But maybe not. I'm 40 years old. I'm happy enough with where I've gotten with YouTube. And I've done a lot of things behind the scenes with this series that I'm happy with as well. So happy to have done that, and hope that you've enjoyed all that I've put into it. So yeah. All right, the end. Check you next time.
Attention! This is Fredbear at Faz Command, reminding you that if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like, comment, and subscribe, ring the bell, do everything. It's complicated how YouTube makes things.
So what else? M.X.E.S. So M.X.E.S. I think it might be something like Mimic Extended Endoskeleton Security or something like that. It could be all sorts of stuff. I really don't know, but yeah, the S could be system. I mean, you could theorize all day until you have an official, you know, word from Scott, basically. All right, so that's it for that one. In terms of funniest bug, I know I skipped that. Sorry, Sam, but the salon. For a while, you were getting jump scared by Chica's butt, so that was an interesting camera misplacement. So Chica butt jump scare. is probably the funniest one. Some of the main level skips, like most of the levels, I could finish in about 1.5 to 2 minutes. So a lot of work was put on fixing those, but there are still some that exist. So you'll see in speedruns, I'm sure that'll come out, but yeah. A lot of stuff is logged, so anyway, it's up to everyone when they get some time. If they want to fix it, that would be cool. I think the experience for most is pretty good, and most people aren't going to run into a whole lot of major bugs unless they really try, but you know, some of those are still there that it's like, okay, there's one area you can just skip through an entire wall and skip an area. But anyway, yeah, that's it, and yeah, I'll see you after the family trip. All right, the end.